on the collegiate system. There are 31 colleges within the university, and also 4 theological colleges which are associated with the university. Each college is an independent and self-governing body. The university is independent of the colleges. It is famous member of the college was the 16th century scholar and philosopher Erasmus of Rotterdam. Erasmus's opinions at Cambridge were not always philosophical, as he found that the townspeople had malice joined with their clownishness, and that food, wine and climate were not to his taste. He did, however, approve of the women, whom he described as the kissing kind. A more recent graduate from Queen's College is the British astronaut Michael Foale, who became the third Briton to enter space in 1993. The sandstone building on the corner to your right is not actually a church, although it is sometimes referred to as the Freshers' Church. It is the headquarters building of the Cambridge University Press, and is more properly known as the Pitt Building, named after William Pitt the Younger, who started the College. He was the gentleman who finally introduced income tax to this country as a temporary measure. So temporary, in fact, that most of us still pay the tax today. Cambridge University Press was granted its license in 1534 by King Henry VIII. It is the world record for the longest period for continuous printing and publishing. We are now driving up Pembroke Street, home to many of the university museums. The Sedgwick Museum, coming up on the right, is one of the best geological museums in the country. Exhibitions of Fossil records take visitors on a trip through time, from the earliest life on the planet to the origins of modern life. There are also galleries devoted to the history of planet Earth and to the diversity of the mineral kingdom. The Darwin collection displays specimens collected by Charles Darwin during his voyage aboard the surveying ship HMS Beagle between 1831 and 1836. The museum is named after Adam Sedgwick, the man who taught Darwin about geology just before he made his voyage on the Beagle. As we leave the stop, behind me is the Art Picture House Cinema, home to the annual Cambridge Film Festival, usually held in September. If you look ahead and to your right, you will see Christ's College, founded by Lady Margaret Beaufort in 1505. Above the gateway, you can see the statue of Lady Margaret, who is flanked by two mythical creatures called Yales. They have the head of a goat, the body of an antelope, and the tail of an elephant. Lady Margaret was engaged at the age of 8 and married for the first time at the age of 14. She lived through the reign of 6 monarchs, including Henry VIII, and was married 4 times. Former students at Christ's College include the Victorian scientist Charles Darwin and the poet John Milton. Milton is said to have composed parts of Paradise Lost in the college gardens. As we continue into Hobson Street, on the left is a white building which was Cambridge's first cinema. The first talking picture in Cambridge was shown here, Broadway Melody, in 1929. We will shortly be turning right into King Street, made famous by a student tradition called the King Street Run. The King Street Run was a challenge where the student competitors had to drink a pint of ale in each pub as quickly as possible without stopping. The rules were very simple. Drink 1 pint of ale in each pub along the street and make it to the end of the road without relieving yourself in any way. A good game indeed. The Champion of the Thames, on the right, is the oldest pub in the street. Shortly on the right is a pub called the King Street Run. Look carefully and you can see a cartoon on the pub sign depicting the race. The winner of the race was awarded a green tie, presumably to match the colour of their face. The St. Radicant pub you will see coming up on your left-hand side was the last pub in the race. By the time the survivors reached the St. Radicant, many of them were on their hands and knees, thus giving us the English expression pub crawl. The race has been made a little easier over the past few years, as the number of pubs remaining in the street has decreased over the years. The area of open space to our right is called Midsummer Common, which plays host to the annual Strawberry Fair, which is a mix of music, events and stalls. King Malcolm IV of Scotland originally gave 10 acres of land to Jesus College, which is to our left, and which we will see again in a little while. In 1211, King John granted the right for a fair to be held here. This fair was called the Stourbridge Fair, and for a time was the most famous fair in Europe. A number of novelists have referred to the fair in their works, including John Bunyan in Pilgrim's Progress and William Thackeray in Vanity Fair. The fair has since been merged with the Midsummer Fair, which is the largest travelling fair in the east of England. Part of this area is still known as Butt's Green, as it was here that the local archers used to practice their skills. city and college boathouses. Rowing is one of the most popular sports for students here in Cambridge. The first boat race against Oxford was held on the River Thames at Henley in 1829. Sadly, Oxford won that one. You can often see the college boat clubs practicing on the river, although you will have to get up early in the morning to see them. Training for the boat race is carried out in Ely, where the river is wider and conditions are similar to the River Thames in London. They're now negotiating a traffic system known as Mitchell's Corner, named after an old family department store that used to be located nearby. Across the river to your left is Jesus Green, a popular public area in the summer where people come to enjoy themselves. It is possible, at certain times of the year, to take a boat trip along the river to the cathedral city of Ely, 15 miles away. On the far bank of the river, you may catch a glimpse of Jesus Green swimming pool, Cambridge's largest pool, and one of the few remaining examples of the open-air swimming pools which were built across the country in the 1920s and 30s. To our left, once again, is the River Cam. You can see the weir, which marks the furthest point of navigation upstream for motorised vessels. This stretch of the river is often used for mooring brightly painted houseboats, an affordable and picturesque way to live in the expensive centre of Cambridge. Coming up on the right is the Church of St Giles. In the churchyard is the grave of A.C. Benson, who wrote the words to Land of Hope and Glory. Also on the right-hand side of the traffic lights is the Cambridge and County Folk Museum, which opened in 1936. To our right is St John's College, founded in 1511 by Lady Margaret Beaufort, the grandmother of Henry VIII. Sir George Gilbert Scott designed the college chapel with its lovely square tower in 1869. The college is frequently open to visitors for a small fee. Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, studied a course on agricultural management here. If you walk through the grounds, you will see the Bridge of Sighs, modelled on the bridge of the same name in Venice. And the Resurrection. Clive James, Sir Derek Jacobi, Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie. One undergraduate failed his audition here, but went on to enjoy a 50-year career in Hollywood. His name was James Mason. Passageway known as the Chimney. This leads to the main entrance of Jesus College, which was founded by Bishop John Alcock of Ely in 1496. Immediately beyond the main entrance, you will see the college chapel. Part of it is the original nunnery chapel dating back to 1150. It is the oldest college chapel in the country. Next to it, newer buildings built to mark the 500th anniversary of the college in 1996. Prince Edward